everyone, my name is Lucky Chittapalli, and today we will be going over some SAT math practice problems in the No Calculator section. So let's start off with our first practice problem. We have in the equation above, a is a constant. If no value of x satisfies the equation, what is the value of a? And the equation is 2ax minus 15 equals 3 times the quantity of x plus 5 plus 5 times the quantity of x minus 1. And our options are A, 1, B, 2, C, 4, and D, 8. So first, let's write out the problem, or the equation. So 2ax minus 15 equals 3 times the quantity of x plus 5 plus 5 times the quantity of x minus 1. And now we're going to distribute the right-hand side. So let's go ahead and do that. So left hand will keep the same. 2ax minus 15 equals, so using the distributive property, we'll do 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times 5 is 15, and 5 times x is 5x, and 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. And now we'll just simplify the right-hand side. 2ax minus 15 equals, so 3x plus 5x is 8x, and 15 minus 5 is 10. So we now have 2ax minus 15 equals 8x plus 10. So now we see that the equation is now in the form ax plus b equals cx plus d. However, an equation in this form will have no solutions if a equals c, but b does not equal d. In this case, it will have no solutions. And in the problem it says, if no value of x satisfies this equation, what's the value of a? So this would have no solutions, but we have 2ax and 8x, and it would be a equals c. So let's write it out over here. 2a equals 8, a would equal 4. So the equation 2ax minus 15 equals 8x plus 10 will have no solutions if a equals 4. So our answer is just going to be option C, which is 4. So for our next problem, we have the question, the equation above is true for all x where a and b are constants. What is the value of ab? So the equation above is the quantity of ax plus 3 times the quantity of 5x squared minus bx plus 4 equals 20x cubed minus 9x squared minus 2x plus 12. And our options are A, 18, B, 20, C, 24, and D, 40. So first of all, we know that the expressions on both sides of the equation will be equivalent because the equation is true for all x. So first, let's write out the equation. We have plus 4 equals 20x cubed minus 9x squared minus 2x plus 12. So now we're going to multiply out the left-hand side, and you can use any method you want. I would typically use the FOIL method, but just to show you the multiplying process, I will write it out using the box method. So let's write this out. And we're doing 3 by 2 because there are 3 components in one factor and 2 in the other. So on the top I'll write 5x squared minus bx plus 4, and here I'll write ax plus 3. So multiply this out, so 5x squared times ax would just be 5ax cubed, then 5x squared times 3 is 15x squared. Ax times negative bx would just be negative abx. Negative bx times 3 is negative 3bx. Ax times 4 is 4ax. And 3 times 4 is 12. So if we were to write this out, it would be, on the left-hand side, we would get 5ax cubed minus abx squared plus 4ax plus 15 squared minus 3bx plus 12. But regarding to the right-hand side of the equation, the only x squared term is negative 9x squared. And since the expressions on both sides of the equation are equivalent, we know that negative abx squared plus 15x squared equals negative 9x squared. And we can rewrite this as negative ab plus 15 x squared equals negative 9x squared. So negative ab plus 15 equals negative 9. So subtract 15 on both sides and divide both sides by negative 1, and we would be getting AB equals 24. And that would be, that would be option C. Okay, so for our next problem we have, which of the following represents all the possible values of x that satisfy the equation above? And the equation above is x over x minus 3 equals 2x divided by 2. So our options are A, 0 and 2, B, 0 and 4, C, negative 4 and 4, and D, 4. So first of all, let's write out the equation. So we have x over x minus 3 equals 2x over 2. And right off the bat, we have 2x over 2, so we could just cross-cancel those, we can just cancel them out, and so we would have x over x minus 3 equals just x. So we can just write that. Next, if we were to multiply x minus 3 to both sides of the equation, let's write this out, x minus 3 times, let's just put over 1, x over x minus 3 equals x times x minus 3, we could just cross cancel these and we would have x equals x times the quantity of x minus 3. And this would simply just equal x equals x squared minus 3x. So let's just write that. So we have x equals x squared minus 3x. And once we subtract x on both sides, we would get x squared minus 4x equals 0. And now we can factor out x and get x times x minus 4 equals 0. And from this, we would get the x values of x equals 0 and as well as x equals 4, and that is because for 0 all you do is x equals 0. However, for the x minus 4, you would just solve x minus 4 equals 0, so add 4 to both sides, so you get x equals 4. Okay, now since we got our x values, let's substitute it back into the original equation. Okay, so first let's try 0. So in place of x, we would just put 0. So it's 0 over 0 minus 3, and let's just simplify this. So we would just get 0 over 0 minus 3 is just 0 over negative 3 and equals 2 times 0 is 0 over 2, so that would just be 0 equals 0, which is correct. So we can bubble this as correct, and let's try for 4, and we just plug it in like last time. So 4 over 4 minus 3 equals 2 times 4 over 2. So 4 minus 3 is 1. So we just do 4 over 1 equals, and here it's 2 times 4 is 8. 8 over 2 is 4. So we would get 4 equals 4, which is correct. So we can mark x equals 4 as correct as well. So we would get our answer as B, 0, and 4. So for our next problem, we have which of the following is equivalent to the expression above for x is greater than 0, and the equation is 1 over 2x plus 1 plus 5, and the options are A, 2x plus 5 over 2x plus 1, B, 2x plus 6 over 2x plus 1, C, 10x plus 5 over 2x plus 1, or D, 10x plus 6 over 2x plus 1. So first let's write out the original equation. So 1 over 2x plus 1 plus 5. So now we can change the original expression to be combined into a rational expression by just multiplying the numerator and denominator of the second term by the denominator of the first term. So we take the denominator of the first term, which is 2x plus 1, and multiply it to 5. So we can write it as 1 over 2x plus 1 plus 5, but we need to make sure to multiply the numerator and denominator so it equals 1, and we're not changing anything. So 2x plus 1 over 2x plus 1. So now we can just simplify it. I'm going to rewrite 2x plus 1 plus Oh, my bad. So 5 times 2x, 10x plus 5, and the denominator stays the same because this is basically 5 over 1, so we're multiplying the denominator by 1. So now we can just add them together. Oh, my mistake, this is 10x. So yeah, so it would just be 10x plus 6, because 1 plus 5, and the denominator just stays the same because of adding and subtracting fraction rules. And there we go, that is our answer. So in the option choices, choice D is the correct answer because that is 10x plus 6 over 2x plus 1, just like our answer. Okay, so for our next problem, we have the graph of the function f in the xy plane above is a parabola. Which of the following defines f? We have A, f of x equals 4 times the quantity of x minus 3 squared plus 1. B, f of x equals 4 times the quantity of x plus 3 squared plus 1. C, f of x equals the quantity of x minus 3 squared plus 1, as well as D, f of x equals 3 times the quantity of x plus 3 squared plus 1. So first let's discuss a little bit about parabolas. So the most basic formula for a parabola would be y equals ax squared, where a is a constant, and if a is greater than 0, as in positive, then the parabola opens upwards, and if a is less than 0, as in negative, the parabola opens downwards. And as a becomes smaller or closer to 0 from the positive side, the graph will come closer to 0 on the x-axis, being wider, and as a is a larger number, the graph will appear skinnier. Well, actually, my bad, the most simplest equation for a parabola would just simply be y equals x squared, but a is always implied. However, the standard formula used when describing a parabola, or the vertex form, would be y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. And this is where h comma k is the vertex of the parabola. First of all, within the graph, we see that the coordinates of the vertex over here, which is the point which it starts together, the graph, the vertex we see is 3, 1. To elaborate, the vertex is just the lowest or highest point. So let's just write this down, 3, 1. So in this case, h would equal 3, and k would equal 1. So if we were to substitute these values into the vertex form, we would have y equals a times x minus 3 squared plus 1. And it's minus 3 because the formula is x minus h. So now we need to find a, and how we do that is just plug another value or another point into this equation that we have here. And so they gave us 2 points here, 2, 5 and 4, 5. It doesn't really matter, but I will be using the 2, 5. So we just need to plug that in. So our y value is 5, and we plug that in. So 5 equals a times x value is 2, minus 3 squared plus 1. And let's simplify that. 5 equals 2 minus 3 is negative 1, and negative 1 squared is just 1. So we just add a plus 1 and subtract 1 from both sides, and we would have a equals 4. So let's plug in the a value, and our equation would be y equals 4 times x minus 3 whole squared plus 1. And let's see which of the options has this as an answer, and that would be option A. F of x or y, we can write either way, but in this question they're asking which of the following defines f in f of x. So f of x equals 4 times the quantity of x minus 3 whole squared plus 1, and that is our answer. Thank you for watching my SAT no calculator math problem follow through, and please check out my other videos, and thank you for watching. Bye! Thank you for watching my SAT math practice video for the no calculator section, and make sure to check out my other videos for more problem solving. Thank you. Bye!